A number of people have asked about a comprehensive review of the Brompton clones. I don't think it's easily possible to organize them all. There are a number of sources, even what seems to be possibly one-man shops that make these clones, but I have looked up what I was able to find on the internet. Some people have also contacted me with pictures showing success building bikes based on cloned frames. So it is certainly possible to do it, and it's possible to even make very lightweight bikes using these frames. But let's get into it. I don't think I have all the clones here, but I do have some of the ones that tend to come up a lot. So the first one I'm going to look at is this Pikes frame. Unfortunately, this is on AliExpress right now, and the pictures are tiny. You cannot really enlarge them. You can go left and right, but you cannot really enlarge them, which is a really stupid idea, especially for a company trying to sell stuff. So if I look at the details, there is a fancy paint job, but I'm not sure if the quality is all that great. And they have these cheap elastomers with Brompton, which Brompton is also foolish enough to sell. I have an aftermarket one, and I recommend that. The price is really, really cheap. I think the joints they might be welded and not brazed, which is actually stronger, so that's fine. The wiring is nicely done. Nothing wrong with that. So it does not look bad, and it's only $600 for a 9-speed bike. So it's a fraction of what you would be paying if you bought it from Brompton. I wish they had better pictures. That would certainly help a lot. This is what a half fold looks like. Part of me is thinking $600, if it does not work out, you could just probably sell it for $400, and you lost a couple $100 for trying to be cheap. Here's another one. It seems like $600 or so appears to be the price point for these mass-produced Brompton clones. I don't think they are handmade. I think this is machine-made welded stuff. Kosda is the brand of this one. It costs $600.50, so just a tiny bit more expensive than the other. Just one look at it, I don't like the way the fenders have been done. The wiring is really awful, so I would not recommend this. This is actually more expensive than the previous one, but no. And look at this front fork. It looks ridiculous how bent it is. I have no access to these bikes, so all I can do is judge from the pictures, but you can look at the pictures and see even the proportions of it, how the copying was done, and you can certainly see the wiring. It doesn't look good to me. Kosda is negative. Pikes is not bad. I might try Pikes. Except this logo is really ugly and it's spelled differently. Maybe it's not even Pikes. Here is a logo. Oh, it is Pikes, but it's not the same logo that they put on the bike. None of these frames so far look like equivalent to an actual Brompton frame. Not even close. Now this is a more expensive piece, $850. This is a Cranston Brompton copy. I'd say the wiring is decent. The proportions are decent. They say this is 16 inches. None of these copying people are trying to fix the problems with the Brompton. They are not offering a standard width rear triangle, which would allow us to put in any kind of hub we wanted to put in. They're not fixing the problems that should be fixed. And of course, they are not offering hydraulic grip brakes and improved suspension. They're not really doing anything. They are just copying whatever Brompton is doing. They mass produce in China, and so you get a cheaper price. But I don't think the quality is there. Even the way they did this steering column, it just doesn't seem like it's a straight line. So I don't see the refinement. And if there's no refinement, then there's probably not much of a quality either. Here's another $600 frame. This is called the R9. And I am on eBay. Some of these companies sell on Alibaba. Some of them go to AliExpress or eBay. Very seldom do they have their own website, which is alarming because they really should. Again, very cheap. I wonder if this is even steel and not aluminum. There's not a lot of description given, but at least we are on eBay so we can see larger pictures of this. The paint job is awful. The wiring is not too bad. The fenders look awful. Even the actual Brompton fenders look pretty nasty. They are flimsy, cheap aluminum fenders. So those are some of the first things that should come off of a Brompton if you do get one. The fold is nice enough. It's as tight as the original. It seems that this curve is somewhat less. It's a bit less curvy than on the Brompton. Another thing that I hate about the standard Brompton, which these clones should be addressing, but they are not, is the 16.25-inch wheels. Why not have standard 16-inch wheels so we would have a choice of tires? Standard width so we could load the 1.5 or even a 2-inch wide tire, just like on the Birdie, and not to have to worry about weird sizes, 16.25. The paint job looks really cheap. It looks like not even painted. The logo is awful. I took the original logo sticker off of my Brompton. It looks a lot better without it, but these metal logos or plastic, whatever they are, they look even worse. $600 and you get what you paid for. This is $360. I have seen this clone floating around a lot. We are on Alibaba again. If you buy one piece, it's only $500. So how much of a quality can you get for 500 bucks? I also really dislike this part of the tube, which looks like it's not a straight diameter. The diameter of the tube increases, and that might provide more strength, but it just looks really ugly. No, that's not good. I really don't want this. I want a single diameter across this top tube. Otherwise, it just does not look elegant enough. No, not good, not good. You get what you paid for. Here is a really ugly one. This is called Mint, and it actually has 20-inch wheels, which never look good on any of the Bromptons. I'm not a fan of even Kinetics trying to modify the original frame with elongated forks and a larger triangle and shoving 20-inch rims into it. It looks awful. The Brompton's own G-line looks awful. And then there's this short steering column. The wiring is really awkward. There's wiring, it's like it's not even arranged correctly. And the way this rear luggage is attached, this is not good. And here we are getting into the titanium stuff. This is electricbike. This is just a picture for reference. You have to communicate with them. If you want something, they will make it out of titanium. I have seen some of their stuff on eBay and I actually did like it. Obviously, this is more expensive because we are talking about titanium, but you still get a discount compared to the Brompton TI stuff. Here is another one, TI Atom. I think this is a nice job. Nicely proportioned, very much like the original, and you don't even have to worry about that ugly fat frame, and the finish is much nicer than the Bromptons. It is a shiny brushed finish, and I have seen some people riding these titanium Bromptons that they bought from the Far East, and they actually looked rock solid, and I talked to the guy and he's really happy with it. Their reliability is good. $2,000. Brompton will sell you maybe a 6-speed steel frame for this much money. Now this is probably just the frame, so you might not even get everything that's included that is needed to set up the bike, so you might just get a frame. I don't even think you would get the brakes. I think those are an addition. But you buy the frame for $2,000. That's the biggest expense. For another $2,000, you can get very good quality wheels, and you are way below the Brompton titanium price, and you're getting something that's actually nicer. They have a shop on eBay. I have not found a website for themselves, but they do have a shop on eBay, and they sell all kind of stuff, parts, upgrades, not just the frame. They make a suspension product as well. That's impressive. So this is high-tech stuff. If you have a P-line, then you may continue and upgrade the steering column, and you might be able to make a in essentially a Brompton, but significantly upgraded and looking way better than the Brompton TI, and possibly saving some money as well. I'm putting links below so you can check out all of these various sources. And here is another one. This is in Chinese yuan. This is about $1,000. So it sounds like a really, really cheap price. Incredibly cheap price. The company or the brand is Ace of Fix. What a name. I don't know where they come up with these names. And there is only one picture. And the picture is pretty impressive. Even the way the logo is integrated into the frame is nice. The wiring is nice. The proportions are spot on. It seems like the usual crazy 16.25-inch wheels with the narrow space, so you can't really fit all the hubs you would want to fit. But this is, again, titanium, lightweight. It was intended for, even though they claim aluminum, this cannot be aluminum. 88. That would be 16-pound aluminum frame, no such thing. Not to mention that this translation was probably done via AI. This is not serious marketing. My favorite is definitely this shop, the TI Atom. So I don't think buying these mass-produced steel or aluminum frames is necessarily a good idea. I have never seen one in person, but buying a high-quality titanium frame at a steep discount, that seems to be a valid proposition as opposed to buying a Brompton TI. You get a discount, you get a way better looking frame, and you seem to be getting pretty good quality as well. And I have seen some of these bikes. These bikes do turn up even in New York City. And this seems like a really nice job. Nice job. And if this is something you are buying for lightness, then maybe the narrow triangle width is not such a big problem because you're not going to put a heavy hub set in there. It's probably going to be just a few gears or even a single speed. For lightweight builders, this is a valid proposition. Going on eBay, check the links below and do your research, and you might be able to get something for a lot cheaper than Brompton would sell you, and probably a lot better as well. But the other ones, these aluminum or steel, whatever they are, I'm not too crazy about them, to be honest. This is it for the current video. Please let me know if you have experience with any of these frames, or if there are other Brompton clones I left out which you do recommend.
I'll be back.